Okay, there we go. Hello everybody and welcome to round number 9 of SRL, and today we are in Austria and I am joined as usual really by VRT Ringrose. How are you doing tonight, pal?
I'm doing very, very good once again, and as usual we should be in for a cracking race. This time around the Spielberg circuit in Austria, so should be interesting.
Yeah, hopefully the hills will be alive with the sound of F1 cars this evening. Hopefully the noise and not the crunching of carbon fibre. But yeah, Austria is usually a quite a good circuit. Not many corners, but usually throws up an exciting race in real life and usually in the games as well. So yeah, looking forward to it, Ringrose.
Yeah, for sure. Should be very good. You know, with its just sort of the nature, it's too long. Well, 3 sort of straights where you can pass, and you got some good overtaking opportunities. So we should see quite a few overtakes tonight.
Yeah, hopefully with 2 big long straights, and it's sort of all in one big, I think, in a bowl sort of thing with Austria. If you sit at the top of the circuit, you can see the whole track. But just looking at the standings at the moment, we've got Jason at the top. Had a bit of a poor outing last week in Baku. Came 6th due to a lot of front wing damage, so he'll be trying to get back on track. He's got the 4 wins already. Hopefully he'll add a 5th to that. We got Joe in 2nd, Marzano in 3rd, Jack, who is where is he at? SRL Hamilton in 4th, Fighty Ted in 5th, Langman 6th, Melanie in 7th, RBZ in 8th, and all-rounder 9th, and Matty Bolton runs for top 10 in the standings. So all these guys will be vying for that top spot today. But it'll be interesting to see who we can get on pole today.
Yeah, it should be a good one. There's not really a lot of places. There's a lot of places to lose time, but it's sort of only a 1:05, 1:06 lap. So the gap should be a lot. A second round is very different to a second round Belgium, for example.
Yes, indeed.
Langman goes provisional pole 169, and Jason destroys that with a 161. So sort of the benchmark laps, Jason probably going to be near the top along with Langman, but Jason's done a far better lap than Langman.
Yeah,
Jason
will be definitely on top today. He'll try and be there as Ted does a 1:05.7, a fantastic lap from the Toro Rosso driver. He's different cars in different leagues, trying to remember again which car he's in. We've got yellow flag sector 2 and 3. Who is that? Can't seem to see who that is for at the moment, but these guys will most likely do their first run.
Bottas. By the looks of things, he's off with front wing damage.
Oh dear.
Going round a double left, going into sector 3 by the looks of it.
Yeah, he had a lot of trouble, Bottas, in Baku, didn't he? Hamilton has just left the session. That isn't good. He usually is up there at the top, so hopefully he can get back into the session soon. He's in the... He's still... No, he's not there. Okay. So, yeah, these guys do their first run and come in the pits, a bit of a cool down out for a final lap as more tarmac we into the circuit. But shall we do some predictions, Ringrose? What are you saying for the top 3 in today's race?
I think you've always got to stick Jason in the mix, along with the likes of Joe. But by the looks of it so far, I think Ted's going to take the win.
Okay.
I think Jason's going to take 2nd, and I reckon RBZ 3rd. Just sort of the current top, really.
Okay.
Bottas has retired. He's retired in the pit, so he's been.
Yeah, I think I agree. Jason's always been up there, so you can't discount him from being up there. But Ted is doing pretty well at the moment. But I think I'm gonna go with Jason for the win. Ted for 2nd. I think I'm gonna put Marzano up there. I seem to every time I commentate over Marzano, he seems to do well. So I'm gonna continue the streak hopefully. So he's up in second at the moment, 4 tenths down on Ted's time. That's V6 Racing over the line with a 1:06.8. So yeah, those who are usually used to Diablo commentating, unfortunately he's had to pull out of SRL commentating for now. Hopefully we'll see him back in the future. But so at the moment it looks like me and Ringrose will be holding the fort for now. But the one debate here in Austria, Ringrose, is which corner is turn 2?
Yeah, I think every single F1 fan and whoever, or the track people, or whoever decides to name it turn 1, turn 2, differs their opinion, because they think the Little King's turn 2, but it's not really a corner, is it?
I've heard some people say the hairpin at the top of the hill is actually turn 4.
Probably
so.
4.
Yeah, I've heard 1 or 2 people
say 2 turns in the gap.
Well, I don't know. So are we saying the hairpin at the top of the hill is turn 2, just to clarify, or is it turn 3? Turn 2. Okay.
Turn 2.
Yep, turn 2. We'll name it turn 2. Just to don't get confused.
We'll do it turn 2 so everyone knows. The hairpin going onto the DRS straight is turn 2. That's what we'll be calling turn 2. So if you're getting confused, yeah,
perfect.
That solves the confusion. Anyone's back.
Yeah, but yeah, those who are on Twitch stream this evening, let us know your predictions. Are we correct in saying the hairpin is turn 2? Yeah, but just let us know about that as well. So currently 9 drivers done their laps. We've still got what was that, 16? Well, 15 drivers left. I guess Bottas is out at the moment. So, yeah, still quite a few drivers left to do their laps. But Feisty Ted on top at the moment. But there's still plenty of drivers around that could push him off that top spot.
Yeah, we've still got 4 minutes left. And none of RBZ's just coming out now. But Sierra Hamilton seems to be having some connection issues. So, might be a struggle for him to get near the top back in this quality session, but you can't count out Maranzano, Jason. Project's just gone full. You can't count any of these out for pole just yet. You have to wait and see to the end. We know Joe's quick, all-rounder's quick on his day. He's just been a bit unlucky. I say a bit unlucky. He's been very Met on his day can be up there. It's just sort of about who can string that lap together in qualifying. I believe Ted's on a lap, but I don't know whether it's a fast one.
Yellow flags in sector 2. Who is that for? Can't seem to find out who that is for. But yeah, there's still plenty of drivers that can take a spot, and the barriers aren't too far off the circuit here in Austria, so we could see a few people binning it or getting taken out. Hopefully not by lag or any other incident, but that's Ted gone quicker by a 10th on first place. Yellow flags in sector 3. Who is that for? Can't seem to find anybody when the yellow flags come out.
I think he's finding a gap.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, a lot of people bunching up at the start of turn 2 as well. So,
you know what would really help?
Yeah.
If they gave us a track map and we knew where...
Right, track map. Perfect. I'd take that over the telemetry that you can get.
Yeah, I don't really need that. Or can't we have the actual graphic for the telemetry? Instead of some... just because it just doesn't look right. Just in the corner there. When you're not on the car, if you see what I mean.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah. So yeah, 2 minutes left of the session to go. So we've got Ted, Maranzano and Jason as the top 3 at the moment. Maranzano's going past his teammates, coming round that is turn 4 and 5. But of course there's only technically there's only 8 corners around this track. So it's one of the shortest tracks on the calendar. May even be the shortest, unless Monaco counts as the shortest track. But one of the short tracks.
I think Monaco's the shortest track, but in terms of time, this is the sort of shortest track, if you see what I'm saying. Yeah, yeah. Lengthwise, I think Monaco's the shortest, just because of nature. It takes a lot longer to get around. And Joe goes P2 with a, what is that? Is a 1:05.9. slots just ahead of Maranzano. We know Joe's very fast around this circuit. He always bangs on about how he used to have the world record on this track until RG Matiz took it away from him.
Yeah. I think Ted's given up. He's come into the pits and he's ghosting. So I guess Ted has he's called it a day. So still another more chance for other drivers.
All-rounder's got up into P4. That's a good lap from all-rounder.
Very good lap.
As long as he doesn't have his usual bad luck, I think he'll be very, very happy with that.
Maranzano coming round the final two bends in that Toro Rosso. 36 seconds to go. Melanie's retired. Okay, I think he's given up. But Maranzano comes across the line. Will he improve? No, doesn't look like. But he still has time for one more lap, so we'll get on board with him later on. Who else near the end? That's Jason. Where's Joe? There he is.
Joe can't
improve.
He got invalidated, so that's a shame for him. All-rounder's up on his lap. Coming through the penultimate corner now. What can he do? Full commitment. All runs a bit wide there. And wide around the final corner. I think, yeah, he's retired, so...
Yep.
Is Jason on a lap? I believe he is. I don't quite know what his sector times are like compared to his previous best, but we will find out. Are we going to have a sector 2 split where it tells us how fast he is? Oh, we are. He's 2 temps up. So if he keeps it up, he might be able to get P2, but I think Ted's lap is a bit far out of reach on this lap.
Yeah, Ted seems to dominate in this session, but Jason comes to the line where he'll pop out. And that is 5th. Stays in 5th. Okay.
I think he got invalidated.
Oh dear.
That must be annoying for him.
Project
I think that's everyone then. Oh
yeah.
no, Ninjas goes ahead of Gorsh into P11. So that's that's his first league race this season in Tier 1, I believe. So good to just be a second off the pace of Ted and half a second off of Jason, who's AOR F1 and currently leading. Well, isn't too bad. Start your debut off.
Yeah, it's not bad for Gorge there. So just waiting for people to come round. Just waiting for JP retire from the session, and then we can see the full quali table. But yeah, very quick session there from Ted, blistering lap. 3 tenths quicker than Joe. Third. So we'll have to wait and see if it rains. Rain at Austria is a bit of a nightmare as well with the way the circuit goes downhill. But Vice Ted takes pole with Maranzano in 2nd, Joe in 3rd, All Under 4th, Jason 5th, Project in 6th, RBZ 7th, JP 8th, V6 Racing in 9th, Langman 10th, SRL Ninjas, I think I pronounced that right, in 11th, Gorge Crab in 12th, Melanie 13th, Josu in 14th, Hamilton 15th, Bottas in 16th, and that rounds off the grid, Ringrose.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't really expecting Ted to get pole when I first thought, at the session, but you can't fault him nearly 3 tenths faster than anyone. He's going to want to carry that onto the race, not make any mistakes if he wants to maybe challenge late for the title or maybe Joe for P2 or something like that. But he's been setting the pace so far. We'll just have to see what happens in the race.
Yeah, Ringo, just double check. Do you know if formation lap is on or not?
Check.
Okay.
Indeed, safety car is off the...
Okay, yeah, I was double checking because I know they had it on, so didn't want her to go lights out and away. Oh no, they're going slowly. So luckily, I won't make that mistake this time. Yeah, made that when I was commenting over the noob journey on Thursday. I hopefully won't do that again. But yeah, we got formation lap is back because the game is fixed. That back, but safety car is still very much broken. If the virtual safety car is on, but yeah, 36 laps around Austria. Hopefully a lot of good racing for us to commentate over, Ringrose.
Yeah, should be a good race. I'm going to see what sort of tyres people are on. So, top 10 are on Ultras. 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th on Super Softs, and the last driver, SRL Bottas, is on the soft tyres, so he's going to be pretty sure someone's around this circuit.
Yeah, well, I guess Bottas is going to have to do something different if he wants to get into the points this evening. And I see by putting the softs on, he's trying that. So, yeah, just on board with Feisty Ted and his teammate Maranzano. Could be a good haul of points for the Toro Rosso team this evening. Both drivers in first and second. And currently their team is in... where are they in the constructors? I believe they're second. But that... Oh, no, they've taken first now. They took first off Haas. That Massa. So also in the leading constructors. But it's coming around the final bend to form up on the grid. We'll stay on board with Feisty Ted as he starts off this 36-lap race around Austria. Hopefully it shall be a good one for us to commentate. Hopefully, guys, you will enjoy it as well in the Twitch stream. And let us know how we're doing and your favourite bit and the rest of it. So just waiting for everybody to line up on the grid. And we shall get going. Is that? I think that's Jason. We're waiting. No, not Jason. It's Josu and Bottas lining up at the back of the grid. So looks like the marshals are ready, waving their green flags. So here we go.
Rosso front row lockout.
They are indeed. So here we are. The lights are on. 4, 5 red lights. Bit of a lag there, and away we go. It's a little bit of a delay, but a good start from both the Toro Rosso drivers. There's a Williams going sideways in the background, and both the Toro Rossos cleanly through turn 1, and that is all round up to 3rd, down to 4th place as a Red Bull grass. Ferrari trying to come inside. Jason's dropped down to 6th place now as I go towards turn number 2. Is there going to be quite a few dive bombs here? Who is that in the Ferrari? I think that's Project. Oh, there's a bit of contact there between the Ferrari and Mercedes, and there's huge contact there. Front wing damage from multiple cars in that midfield battle there, Ringrose, so that's not ideal for these guys.
No, it's not ideal for those guys, but it's exactly what the Toro Rosso boys would have wanted. The fighting between the guys behind them, likes of all-rounder Joe Project, has allowed Maranzano to put up nearly a 2-second gap on Joe. So, you know, Toro Rosso are going to be absolutely ecstatic with that start. Just hoping that, well, their drivers don't collide. RBZ doesn't seem to have had the best of starts. Langman's just got past. V6 is looking for a move. Going to go down the inside, indeed he does. Is RBZ going to come into the pit lane? No, he's not. Maybe he might have had damage, but all round P4. Double many of these guys had just saw a bit of front wing. Josh Algazari has a bit of damage by the looks of things. There's yellow flags. What's there yellow flags?
I think it's only on your screen. I haven't got anything on my screen at the moment. There's a bit of a
green flag. The green flag.
But bit of a train formed behind Joe at the moment.
The whole track.
But Jason looks for a move. Oh, almost pulls a move on Project there, coming down towards turn number 3, but he pulls out of it at the last moment. But Joe seems to have a little bit of a train here forming. And does Joe have front wing damage? He doesn't, so Joe's okay. How is All-Rounder doing? It looked like... Oh, and All-Rounder's off! All-Rounder, the commentator's curse, has struck again, and All-Rounder's dropped down 2 places there, down to 6th place now, and Langman is going to try and get past him soon enough, but All-Rounder doesn't have any front wing damage, so he's okay for now. A bit of dirt on the tyres, but he should be able to get away with that. Only a small loss of places, but to get some more places. Ted, a new fast lap of a 1:8.6 on the start of lap number 3, and of course DRS is now involved in the race. Let's get back on board with Project, who is leading this little train now. Joe's got a little bit of a lead now, so less pressure on him. Yellow flag in sector 1.
Stuff has happened to V6. He's round at turn 1. I just sort of saw him drop straight down through the field, so not what he would have wanted. He was battling with RBZ. Is he going to retire? Maybe. He's gone into pause mode.
Okay, but the battle to get on board with really Ringers is the battle for 4th. There's yellow flag in sector 2. Is that someone further down the grid, maybe spinning at turn 2? V6 Racing retiring. Okay, not the best start for the Red Bull driver today, but still plenty of laps for the rest of these guys to go. But Langman is all over the back of all round as they come towards turn number 7. Will he make a move? He looks for the move, but decides to put the line turn 7. A quick double right-hander. All round has gone a bit wide there, warning potentially warnings for track limits coming very soon for those drivers. But who is that in the background? That's Gorshkamp getting very wide on the final bend, and Josh has got a time penalty, but Cyril Hamilton makes a move down the inside of JP. Oh, pulls out last moment. Jeez, that was close. But JP's getting very sideways, and Cyril Hamilton's going to tuck down his outside. He will have the outside line coming towards turn number 2. But he will have DRS as well as they come towards turn 2. Will he hang it around the outside? Just about. Does it get a better run off? And Hamilton takes the place off JP there.
Good racing from Sir Hamilton there, managing to get past the McLaren. He's going to be looking to get maybe past Gorse or just sort of follow Gorse through the field, because he shouldn't be making a pit stop for a while, being on the super soft tyres. So we'll have there too to watch throughout this race.
Yeah, definitely. It seems like everybody's still really bunched up, which is great for us as commentators to commentate over. There's a battle as well. RBZ seems to be holding up a little train as well. A train for 8th place. Oh, and that's Gorsh gone very, very wide at the final bend, and he's lost another place to Cyril Hamilton. He's going to be under pressure from... Oh, no, JP's a bit further back there. But who is that? That is Ninja, almost making a move on Melanie as they come towards turn 1. Gorsh Crab gets a 3-second penalty for multiple warnings. Will Hamilton make a move on RBZ coming towards turn number 2? Doesn't make a move there, but he will have the DRS as they come towards turn number 3. He's right in the slipstream of the Williams driver. Will he go down the inside? Will he make a dive-in manoeuvre? He looks for the move, but pulls out of it there, and a bit of a lock-up from the Sauber driver.
Oh, yep, not what he would have wanted, but he's going to go round the outside of RBZ. Is RBZ going to let him through? We know RBZ is to get past RBZ there, and well, he's got sort of a 3-second gap to Langman. Whether he can catch him, as all-rounder gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. It's not what he would want to hear, but still Hamilton's going to be fighting through this field throughout the whole race. But Joe seems to be holding up everyone from 3rd, well, himself being in 3rd, down to P7, and Hamilton will most likely catch that, maybe bring in RBZ along with him.
Yeah, we might have one big train fighting for P3, but Maranzano and Ted have had a great run off the start of this race as Jossie gets a 3-second time penalty. But yeah, Joe seems to be holding up the battle for the 3rd place at the moment. I don't know whether he's suffering from some tyre wear issues or something. He hasn't got any front wing damage, so I'm not quite sure what's going on with Joe. But Jason, looks for a move the inside of 4 and 5. Oh, he's going to try around the outside. Oh, Jesus, Jason, that's not where you overtake. But that's given All-Rounder the chance to get past. All-Rounder looks for the move, but pulls out of it again. But Jason is all over the back of Project as they come round the final bit of the lap to start lap number 7. Jason will have DRS as they start this lap, but Project gets DRS off Oh My God It's Joe as well, so it's sort of going to cancel each other out. But will Jason make a move? Doesn't look like he will, but he will have the chance as they come up the hill towards turn number 2. A dive bomb down the inside, but Jason's not the best out of turn 1 there. He's dropped back a little bit. So JP gets a 3-second time penalty as well. Can you see any more battling further back, ringers, on your screen, or is it all about P3 at the moment?
Well, there's just been a bit of a battle between sort of JP, Melanie and Gorsh at the moment, down at the final points position in P10. They will have DRS. Gorsh got DRS off of RBZ. Drop back a bit now. JP looks a lot more racier than Gorsh at the moment. Whether he can get past, we'll have to wait and see. But the dirty air is really affecting the McLaren. JP goes a bit deep. That might allow Melanie an opportunity. Not quite. See how Hamilton gets a penalty. As Langman has a bit of a moment coming out the final corner. And Steve Hamilton's sort of caught up to this group now, Duke.
Yeah, and JP has went wide at the final bend. Melanie has the inside line. He puts it down the inside of turn 1. JP still on the outside. Great battling from both these guys. Who has a better run out of the first bend? It looks like the McLaren driver does at the moment, but SRL Ninjas is behind as well, so they got to be careful. And JP squeezes Melanie there, but Melanie still has the inside line. He is on the harder compound, puts it up the inside. Better run off the turn. And JP's got to be careful of his teammate who's trying to overtake him as well. Coming down towards turn number 3. They all have down number 3. Will he make a move? No, they all stay in file there. But Langman up to 6th place now. He tries it round the outside of all-rounder. What a move. And like you said, Hamilton. Oh, and all-rounder's round. All-rounder is round.
The bad luck continues for all-rounder. Gonna come. Oh. It comes straight onto the track into Bottas. Don't know whether Sierra Hamilton got damage or not.
He does, yeah, he
look
does.
like it, but does he?
Yeah, right side of the front wing.
Yeah, but he's on the super soft, so he doesn't really want to mess up this strategy that he's doing. And him and Gorsh are battling, and that's going to allow Melanie to go down the inside. Oh, sorry, he is. Sorry. Don't mind you cut me off there. That's fine. But he's got wing damage. He's definitely going to have to come in the wing damage to the front right. As Allrunner comes out the pits now. But Duke, it's not been a good race for the Red Bull team. Whereas for the sister team, Toro Rosso, couldn't have gone better.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, Toro Rosso had a field day today. No Renault issues with the... and Renault engine issues today for them, but Melanie battling away with Hamilton, who has that damaged front wing. Hamilton is going to have to come into the pits, otherwise he's going to drop back way too far onto the softs, maybe. But Melanie looks down the inside. Will Hamilton come into the pits? It looks like he won't. He's going to stay out even longer, Ringrose. I think I'm not really quite sure what his strategy is, because he's losing a load of places due to that front wing damage.
Yeah, Jason's also got a bit of wing damage to point out, but he's still managing it. He's just got past Project to get up into P4. Does Joe have wing damage? Because if Jason, there might be something on Joe. It doesn't seem to be.
No, I can't see anything on Joe.
That's strange. I can't see anything on Joe's. But Jason's sort of managing to keep up with him with a bit of wing damage. So that's quite strange. JP's in the pits, puts on the set of the soft tyres, and should go to the end of the race.
Jason down the inside of Joe. There's a bit of contact, bit of wheel bashing there through turn 5 and 6, and Project has gone very wide. Project is off and down to 6th place now, and that should allow RPZ. Oh no, I think RPZ is a little bit too far back at the moment. Project.
Langman managed to get past though.
Yeah, Langman.
I say that he gets a penalty, and he's run wide again.
Yeah, I think I'm not quite sure what happened to Project there, because he was too far back from Joe and Jason's battle. So I think maybe got scared of the 2 drivers ahead and put a wheel on the curb too much and put it in the gravel. But doesn't look like any damage for Project, so he hasn't lost much time. 3 Melon well. So Jason and Joe still battling away. I'm surprised Jason can still keep up with Joe.
Problems for the other Haas driver, Jose Alguersuari, does not have a front wing, so he's going to be coming into the pits. Not what he would have wanted. Been struggling all season. I don't think we've seen a race where he hasn't spun. He's definitely struggling so far. So he's coming into the pits now for a front wing change and a fresh set of tyres. Is he going to go onto the softs like JP and go to the end of the race? Another set of the super softs, so looks like he's going to be making another pit stop, as Ted pits.
Okay, the leader is in the pits. That's going to be onto a set of soft tyres, and he should be able to get to the end with that. So where is Ted going to pop up? Langman, RBZ and Gorsh in as well. So Ted, he will come out, it looks like, in 5th. Melanie chasing him. While Hamilton, he'd been held up for a while behind the damaged Sauber driver. But there's actually Ted's got a big train now behind him, but Ted, of course, on the fresh super soft, fresh softs, so he should be able to get away from this this train of cars with very worn tyres. But SRL Ninja and actually Bottas up to 9th now after some pit stops, so he'll be pretty happy from starting in last. Definitely helped that both the Red Bull drivers have had a bit of a nightmare today. But all round, he's still going round though, so it is good to see he hasn't retired. Still going. Has he got any damage to that front wing? No, he's okay. So he's chasing down RBZ, who's in front. But I think RBZ has actually just pitted. Yes, he has. Okay. And the leader, Maranzano's in the pits ring race.
Yeah, interesting to point out, Jason's got ahead of Joe somewhere. I didn't quite catch it. But it's all the top 4 in the pits, so Ted's going to, along with Melanie, Bottas, they're all staying out. But Langman and all of them, they're going to get stuck behind this train soon.
Oh, Joe's jumped Maranzano. Joe's jumped Maranzano in the pits. Well, good job for the Mercedes team there.
Yeah.
Maranzano didn't have any front wing damage from what I gathered, so unless he got stuck behind...
I doubt he must have had something, because Joe was good 5 seconds behind, unless he just didn't release himself.
Maybe. Not quite sure.
But Langman's got ahead of both of them. So Langman's into an EP2. Because Langman's made his pit stop. Because he came in with Ted. So, good stop.
Undercut of dreams.
Renault boys, good call. And Joe's going to go down the inside. Is there any contact? Doesn't look like it. We know these two are great rivals. AOR teammates, of course. Well, they're both on the soft tyres now. It's going to be a race between these two, by the looks of things. Joe in the Mercedes, Langman in the Renault. Joe's going to have DRS going onto the straight. Sarah Hamilton comes into the pit lane, so Langman's going to get up into P5. The slot in the rear wing opens for Joe. Langman dancing all over the track. Joe's going to get the slipstream up into what we're calling turn 2 and collect DRS as well. Slight lock up there for the Mercedes with Joe. DRS open. Let's go on board. Doesn't seem quite close enough to get past the Renault though.
Yeah.
So we'll have to wait a bit longer to get past.
I've just noticed Maranzano has put another set of ultra softs on. So I'm not quite sure what his game is. Unless he's doing a 2-stop.
No, the super softs on. He's on the super softs.
Maybe so. Okay,
on supers. It's just the game being the game.
Okay, that makes sense now. I was wondering why you'd go on to ultra soft after doing a stint already. His project gets a 3-second time penalty. But there's quite a big battle actually for 8th at the moment, because RBZ is behind Jason, who's on the soft tyres. Let's change that detail so we can see the gap. There we go. So yeah, Jason holding up the battle for 8th. Melanie in the pits finally, so Melanie drops down to 11th for now for the Williams driver. So currently Ted in the lead of the Austrian Grand Prix. SRL Ninja and Bottas have not pitted yet, but Bottas will be going for a while on those soft tyres. But Ted's got a big lead over technically Langman, who is in P2 once Bottas and Ninja's pit. Joe is all over the back of Langman on lap 15. Maranzano is catching them both as well, so that'll Jason down in 7th, RBZ 8th, all-rounder 9th, and Projects in 10th place, Ringrose.
Yeah, all-rounder seems to have jumped all of the, well, a couple of these guys, but he's definitely going to, well, I reckon he's going to have to pit again. He pitted quite early to go on a set of supers, so another stop from all-rounder most likely as Ninja's in the pit lane. It's not done too bad for his first SRL F1 race. Found himself in the top 2. Might stay out. Is he going to stay out in points? It's going to be tight. Melanie's round 1. So Ninja's comes just behind, out just behind Melanie. by a second or so, maybe a bit further, and Gorsh is a couple of seconds behind him. But all-rounders managed to find.
Yeah, Joe's managed to get past Langman. We missed that as well. I've been on board with the battle for 7th at the moment, but yeah, Joe's got past Langman, so Joe is up to net P2 at the moment, and still 14 seconds behind the leader, Vicey Ted, at the moment, as Bottas has not pitted yet. But the battle for P7, RBZ, All-Rounder and Project is very hotly contested at the moment. All-Rounder, who of course, they're all pitted already, so they're all on the same strategy. At the moment, they're in a little bit of a train here. Will All-Rounder make a move into turn 1? He looks, but he pulls out of that move, maybe a move up towards the hill, up towards turn number 2. RBZ, a 3-second time penalty. That isn't good for the Williams driver, but RBZ looks to the outside. Will he move back to the inside? Or maybe he'll just wait until the DRS coming towards turn number 2. And Project looks for a move as well, but he looks like he's a bit too far back. But it looks like All-Rounder gets up to number 2, coming down the hill towards 3. Will he make a dive-in manoeuvre? He does have DRS. He looks and he pulls a move down the inside. And a bit of wheel bashing there from the Red Bull and Williams driver. Will Project capitalise on that as well? Project will! And Project is down the inside of RBZ, but RBZ still on the inside line. A bit more contact with both the drivers. Luckily, no one is round, but they're still side by side. On turn 5, Project moves back down to 9th place here, but All-Runner's got away there. But Project is still all over the back of RBZ here. He has the inside line towards turn number 7 and 8. He's down the inside, and he moves up to 9th place there.
I think Bottas has just let Joe through. Most likely just going to act as a rear gunner, being the other Mercedes, and hold up Langman and Maranzano. So not what they would want, but doing what's best for the team, I suppose. As Langman's going to go for a move up the inside, contact. It's going to allow Maranzano to be able to get past Bottas. They just sort of pushed him out of the way as Gorsh is out. Just sort of retired, hasn't crashed or anything, so. But Ted, after them getting held up, Ted's managed to pull out a 13.7 second lead on Joe. So it's looking good for Ted at the moment.
Yeah, definitely, Ted. A great lead in for Toro Rosso at the moment. But yeah, keep an eye on those on the splits and see if they'll be catching Joe. Goes very wide around the final bend. What we saw from Ted's pace in qualifying ring was that he is very quick around here, and he got pole. And I believe he's got fastest lap at the moment, so he might get the triple crown round Austria today.
Yeah, he's currently got the, let me check, fastest lap by just over a tenth, yeah. So it'll be interesting to see whether he can improve that time, maybe the race. But well, so far this season, his best circuit. He's dominated qualifying by almost 3 tenths, and well, just look at the gap. It's 14.2 seconds between him and second place in just sort of over 19 laps. So it's looking good for the Toro Rosso driver, and Jason sort of still not winning since, what was it, Spain was the last win he got. So since Monaco, it's just gone downhill for Jason. He won 4 on the bounce and hasn't won since.
Yeah, last 3 races have been 5th, 3rd and 6th, and currently Jason is in P5, and everyone else ahead of him has pitted already. So you're gonna have to battle these guys, and he is on the harder compound. It's gonna be a bit more difficult for Jason unless these guys struggle. And Project and RBZ still battling away. Project has finally got past RBZ here into 8th place. Melanie in 10th, and he's being caught by SRL Ninja, who isn't doing too bad, like you said, Ringers, in his first F1 race. Just outside the points at the moment. Hamilton down in 12th after having front wing damage earlier on with, I believe, his all-rounder that he had contact with. JP down in 13th. Josu, oh, no, that was just lag. Like, Josu went very deep into turn number 5, but that was just a bit of lag. And V6, of course, and Gorsh are both out of it. Actually, Joshu's coming into the pits for what it looks to be tyres. The front wing looks okay.
Final stop. Yeah, he's on the Ultrasofts. So when he lost his wing, he went on to set the Ultrasofts. So what's he going to go on instead of the Super Softs? Softs, to make.
Yeah, definitely. Just keep an eye on the gaps at the moment. We've got Maranzano's 1.1 behind Langman, who is ahead of him, and of course Maranzano is on the quicker tyre than Langman, and Gorge Cab has left the session, so unfortunately for the other Renault driver, but Project gets past Bottas, who seems to be holding up everybody a bit because he's on a different strategy, but he lets a lot of people through, so Bottas drops down to 9th place now. So starting from 16th, so it's always going to be a struggle for the Mercedes driver, but it seems the battle for 7th, battle for 6th, and then the battle for 2nd then, with Ted having such a massive lead at the moment. A 3-second penalty for Maranzano as well. That's not ideal for the Toro Rosso driver, and he's dropped down actually a couple of places, and all around in the pits again.
Yeah, he just sort of whippers and wasn't at the end, so making another stop for set of the Super Softs, and he's going to have to fight his way back into the points if he wants a points finish today from what's going to be another dismal race for all-rounder on this game so far. If it carries on as it is.
Yeah, just looking at all-rounders' current finishing positions over the last 8 races, he had a 4th in the first round, and then a 2nd around Bahrain, but he's had 5 DNFs in a row, so he's really been unlucky. So hopefully he can finish this evening. Even just finishing is better than getting another DNF, I guess. May come into play towards the end of the season. But Jason is very near the back of Maranzano now after making a mistake and getting a penalty for the Toro Rosso driver. It was looking so bright and breezy in the first stint, but a bit undercut worked right, and he got held up in the pit as well due to damage, as Josu gets a 3-second time penalty. But 13 laps to go. Ringroy still plenty of time for more overtaking and more surprises, hopefully.
Yep, you never know this circuit, as we saw in 2016 in real life. Final lap, and there was an incident between the 2 leading drivers. I think we'll see that between the top 2, but maybe sort of with Jason, Maranzano, maybe Langman, we could see a bit of drama towards the end of the race, while they're really battling for position. Maybe just get on that podium.
Yeah. And Joe had 2 second places the last 2 races, so might make it a hat-trick of second place finishes, and I think you'll be happy to get a good haul of points over Jason, of course. He's 52 points behind Jason at the battling title of SRL F1 at the moment. So 13.7 seconds. He's dropped the gap's dropped a little bit. That could just be Ted easing off because he has such a big lead, or maybe Joe's just blisteringly quick on those soft tyres, both on the same compound of tyre. And Jason's still stuck behind Maranzano at the moment. Melanie is all over the back of Bottas as they come through turn 1. Bottas has not pitted yet, so this should be a fairly easy move for the Williams driver. He'll most likely make it in the DRS zone, the second DRS zone on this circuit, coming round turn number 2, and that was all round doing a fastest lap, so Ted's going to have to up his game to get the triple crown around this circuit. But Melanie in the DRS, and he's going to pop it down the inside. Bottas doesn't defend. Not much competition at the moment with the amount of laps he's done on those soft tyres, but that's Melanie up to 8th place now.
Yeah, Melanie's been consistent all race, to be a 5-point gap to his teammate of RBZ. Whether he can catch up to him, I don't know. RBZ's on the super soft tyres. Don't know if he has to pit. He may have to pit again. Similar with Maranzano. Bottas comes into the pits. Don't know what that is, but a good debut race from Ninjas. Currently in P9. On a set of stuff, so he's going to the end. But Bottas is on the ultras and all-rounders on the supers, and a very quick driver, Sierra Hamilton behind them. So whether he can keep that points position, well, he'll have to find out in the next 11 laps, I guess.
Yeah, maybe slightly tricky with Hamilton bearing down on him, and of course all-rounder who is on a set of super fresh, super soft, so he might have some trouble, and all-rounders catching them very quickly. The battle for 9th place, very close to the back of Ninja, but who else we got? Jason is a bit closer to Maranzano now. It's dropped down to 6/10, and Joe seems to be, he's not catching Ted. Ted's keeping the gap consistent now, back up to 14.1 seconds. But they're not too far. The second to fifth isn't much of a gap. As RBZ pits, is that for front wing damage? No, just
just a tyre change. He was on the super sauce and wasn't going to be able to go to the end. So Ninja's now up into P8, but Hamilton's going to go alongside him. Is he going to make the move to stick? Seems to be easy for him there. All rounder not too far behind him now, so he's got to watch out for the Red Bull driver. I don't know who's got the DRS. I think it might be Hamilton, but hasn't opened it. Second and a half to Melanie in P7 for Hamilton, and he's going to want to gain as many points as he can now after having them problems in qualifying.
Yeah, definitely. And Ninjas might be in trouble and might not even get on the points due to all-rounder and RBZ on fresh tyres. But there's a bit of a battle actually at the moment for P3 with Langman, Maranzano and Jason all split by, well, that's it's not much at all really. And Joe's not even that far ahead of them either, so this could all congregate very soon, hopefully for us commentating. But Ted still has a massive lead over Joe, a dominant display so far, and a yellow flag in sector 3. No, luckily it's not our race leader. I think it looks like someone further back on track, but looks like Jason is closest at the moment to the back of Maranzano, who is currently in P4, but Maranzano is on. But those will be struggling towards the end of the race. He got 9 laps left of this Austrian Grand Prix, so not long left at all.
Yeah, we've got 8 laps now, so gonna have to make the move, or he's gonna have to wait until Maranzano pits. If Jason just sort of stays back, he may. I was about to say he might come under fire from Project, but I think Project's just a bit too far behind. Langman in 3rd seems to be struggling, so I reckon we may see Jason on the podium here. And Jason doesn't have any penalties either, whereas the other two do, so that's something to point out.
Yeah, and I'm sure Jeff is telling him that, but Maranzano got very sideways out of turn 2. Will Jason pop it down the inside, coming towards turn 3? He does a late move there. No contact, luckily, but Jason drops back just there. Jason looked for the move, but like you said, these two in front in 3rd and 4th do have penalties, so I'm sure Jeff has been telling Jason about that, so he could sit back and chill for a bit, but it looks like he wants to get past the Toro Rosso driver, but that has allowed Langman to get a little bit of a lead over these two. Now it's another penalty for Josu around this Austrian circuit, but Langman's very wide around the final bend, and that's going to give a great chance for Maranzano, who's going down his inside. Jason is going to follow him towards turn number 1, and Maranzano definitely gets the place, and Jason has moved up as well, and Langman lost 2 positions in a section of the track there. Not ideal for the Renault driver, but he's going to try and make a move back round Jason here. A bit too far back. He will have DRS, but Jason will also have DRS, so they will counter each other. But looks like Jason's a bit too far back from Maranzano to make a move, but we'll have to wait and see. That's a 3-second time penalty for Bottas. Will Jason make a move? No, he's not going to. Langman? No, he's not going to do either. But this excuse me, is allowed the Mercedes driver, but we'll keep an eye on this battle for 3rd place at the moment. But yeah, it's really heating up in these final sections, and Langman very wide around turn 5, and he's dropped back there, Ringrose.
Yeah, Langman's got a good 4 penalties as well, so if Project can keep it clean, might even be P6 for Langman. Another thing, Joe has 1 penalty. If Jason can get past Maranzano and keep the gap that Maranzano currently has, that second place will be Jason's. So Joe's going to want to sort of gain a bit on the 2 behind him to see if he can keep that second place, which I'm sure he'll want to. And one more thing to point out is them tyres on Maranzano's car are going to be absolutely shot, so whether he can make it to the end or not, it's going to be difficult for him.
Yeah, it's on board with all-rounder and SRL Ninja. All-rounder down on the inside. He also gets a penalty for track limits. So all-rounder all over the back of our new McLaren driver coming towards turn number 3. Will he dive down the inside? Decides not to. A bit of a lock-up from who was that? That is Melanie ahead, as Jossu gets another penalty. Not ideal for the Haas driver today, not having the best of shows. And Langman gets another penalty. Okay, so Langman's going to drop way back at this rate, unless Produce has got penalties as well. So yeah, Langman not having the best race at the moment. But will we see all-rounder dive down the inside into turn 7 and 8? Very close. Big corner cut there from Ninja and all-rounder. Ninja gets another penalty. So not ideal for the new driver. And will all-rounder make a move? The problem is for all-rounder is Ninja is within Hamilton's DRS. The all-rounder's DRS has been cancelled out, but he had a great run off the final bend all-rounder. Sorry, the first bend, and he's down the inside towards turn number 2, and that is a move secured. Nice clean manoeuvre from all-rounder, and that puts him up to P number 9.
Yeah, good move left from all-rounder, and he's going to want to get past Melanie, but I do believe all-rounder has... How many penalties does all-rounder have here? Ooh. It's 5, so that's 15 seconds, whereas Ninja's just has the 1. So this doesn't really mean much, to be honest. How many does Melanie have? Melanie has... So Melanie has 2, so Ninjas might be on for a P8 finish at this rate. I don't know what Tierra Hamilton's situation is like. Look, ooh, 1, 2. Might be looking at P7 for...
Oh, Jason's on the inside of Maranzano there. And Jason moves up into P3, down the inside, going into turn number 2. Sorry, we're going to have to jump in.
No, that's fine.
As it happened, but Jason up into P3 now, and Maranzano really struggling a little bit here, and he's under pressure from Langman as well. But of course, Langman has quite a few penalties, so if he does get past, he's going to have to jump back once he goes over the line. But Jason, our current championship leader, up into P3. 4 seconds behind Joe, so potentially we could see Jason jump up to P3 as well. 4.2 seconds at the moment, so we'll have to wait and see. There's 3 laps to go in this round 9 of SRL F1. Langman very sideways off the final bend there. That's not how you take that corner. But yeah, Jason P3 now, and all-rounder, Melanie is not far off all-rounder here, 1.1, but Ninja is very close to Melanie as they come towards turn number 1, a little bit too far back at the moment to make any sort of move, but Ninja currently has the final points paying position in 10th place, and we've still got 15 drivers left, and that's Bottas into the pits yet again. Not the best race for
might
him.
just be sticking on a set of ultras, just maybe go for fastest lap.
Maybe. If only that was we got points for fastest lap. Oh, that's a stop and go. Oh no, he just paused. Okay.
No. Right.
Not quite sure that was.
Strange there.
But
who's that round the final corner? No, I thought I saw him round. Never mind, he told me. But Ted's final 3 laps of this race, and well, to say the least, Ted's dominated every single lap from his point of view. I don't think he's going to hit fastest lap, but pole on the race win. Race through.
Down the inside of Maranzano. So Lezian's line coming round turn 2. Will Maranzano maybe will stick it around the outside? He just about does. But looks like Langman has the better traction. Yellow flag in sector 1. All rounders retired. Oh dear, what is that for? Oh, it's a huge crash. Where was that?
Let's call that
That's turn 1. RBZ has front wing damage, so a bit of contact between both those drivers, maybe. Not quite
I
sure.
think they were too near each other, but I'm not quite sure, to be honest with you. But
who knows? We'll have to talk after. But Langman has binned it. Langman has binned it around turn 5. Langman down to 5th place, and that's Project getting past out of nowhere. He's been a bit absent of recent in this race, but Project up to 5th place now. Does Langman have damage? Yes, he does on that front wing. And Hamilton 7 seconds behind. Don't think he's going to be able to catch him. That's Langman. Yeah, he was battling with Maranzano for 4th place, but he's dropped back down now. Jason looks a bit too far from Joe. He's got 2 laps, well, lap and 3/4 to gain 3.5 seconds. I don't think he's going to be able to do it in that Haas car, unfortunately. But Joe is now, well, he's catching Ted now, 11.6, but Ted, dominant drive in that Toro Rosso. He's been dominant the whole race, really, Ringrose.
yeah, he's pretty much led every single lap where, well, before and after the pit stops, which says it all, really. Going on to the final lap of the race now. Unless there's any real big battles. Oh, that's interesting. Jason Algazar has been disqualified from the stewards because I think that said just sort of too many penalties, I guess. He's been hot and he's finally paid the consequence, and he's, well, out.
Yeah, not ideal for the Haas driver. Yeah, no, he's a struggled run here, hasn't he? So, yeah, not ideal for Haas as a team. But, yeah, Ted coming round turn 4 and 5, a dominant race from himself. Not much else going on track. You got RBZ very close to Ninjas. So Ninjas could potentially get 2 points after this race. We'll get on board with Ted now as he comes round the final 2 bends to claim his first win of the season. And that will be his, 4th podium. And so Ted wins it. Congratulations to him. And Joe will get 2nd as Project with a 3-second penalty as well. So that might come into play.
Jason's going to get P2. Jason's going to get P2. Joe has a penalty.
He will.
Jason.
Nightmare for Joe there.
Yeah. Joe won't be happy with himself. Maranzano P4. We'll just sort of wait for the actual positions. Langman P6, but I'm sure that won't be the case. Sierra Hamilton, where is he going to finish? P7. Melanie's now going to finish P7. SRL Ninjas finishes P7, so very good result for him on his debut. As it's actually raining very slightly. I don't know if you can see that on your screen.
Oh yeah. There's
a bit of rain, so I think a lot of the drivers would have been happy that didn't come earlier in the race, but some maybe not so much.
Yeah, but just you see on screen now, yeah. Jeez.
Yeah, that is it. Austrian.
Yeah.
Grand Prix for SRL.
Yeah.
I think we'll be getting the drivers in for our podium interviews.
Yep.
So that'll be Ted, I believe.
Before that, your driver of the day today was Ringrose.
I think it's got to be Ted. He's just dominated the whole race. To be honest with you, whole race win. He only got denied fastest lap because all ran on a fresh set of fresh tyres. So
in the end, it was actually Bottas who got it.
Was
at
it?
the end, yeah, penultimate lap. But yeah, no, I agree with you.
You can't fault him. You can't fault him with his drive.
Yeah. Oh, geez, those penalties. Hamilton had 17 seconds. Wow. But here is the grid. Ted in 1st, Jason 2nd, Joe 3rd, Maranzano in 4th, Project in 5th, Langman 6th, Ninjas, a great result in 7th, Melanie 8th, Hamilton in 9th, RBZ in 10th, JP 11th, Bottas 12th, and that is it, because everybody else got disqualified or they crashed out. So yeah, another great race in SRL, but we will get the drivers in for the for some interviews. So if Ringos, you want to, if you want to take first, I'll take second this week.
Sounds
so we'll
good.
Just get them in. Oop. Press the wrong button there. Jason.
And
Let's invite him. Jason, Ted, and Joe. Get them all.
Let everyone come in to the party so we can go into these interviews. I think we'll get started straight away. Sounds good.
Yeah.
Ted is connecting to the party. We're just waiting on Joe and Jason as well.
Oh, yeah. Anytime now.
I mean, they're here, but
Are they? They can't. They're not on.
they're still connecting.
Oh, I can't see anything on my screen currently. Strange. Yeah, apologies, guys. We are trying to get them in as quickly as possible. Maybe some just internet issues, I guess. But what can we do?
Oh, right.
Jason
I think
in?
Jason and Joe are here.
Okay, just wait for Ted. There we go. So, guys, if you can all
Yeah,
include
right.
your audio,
Okay.
we can get started.
Right, Ted, to your box.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, congratulations on, well, your dominant drive both in qualifying and the race. How does it feel to get the first win of the season for you, I believe?
A bit late, to be honest, but I'm pretty happy with the result. I was lagging in the race, but obviously I was at the front, so it didn't affect anyone. I am pretty happy, to be fair.
Yeah,
Highest.
you know, really, really good drive from you there. What race is it next? I believe it is Silverstone, isn't it, Britain? So
Silverstone.
is that a good
My
circuit
favourite
for you?
track.
Is that right? That's
It's my favourite
so.
track.
You'll be looking for the win again, I presume.
Yeah.
Hopefully you can do that. If you
Hopefully.
showed the pace you did today, you should be up there. With the championship, you know, it's still to play for. Jason still in the lead, definitely for sure. Yeah.
Oh,
do
he
you
had a
think,
good race as well today, to be fair.
maybe-
so-
Maybe you could have a chance, or maybe just sort of push in there at the end.
I'm just going to see how each race goes, to be fair. I know Jason's very quick. Like, obviously, he's in AOR and he's quite competitive in that as well. So, and he didn't get any penalties today, which shows he's a very clean driver as well. So, he should be fine in the next few races.
Take each race by one, then. So
Yeah.
again, congratulations to you, Ted. And
Cheers.
Duke, would you like to?
Yeah,
Interview Jason.
Jason, congratulations on P2 today. Back on the podium after, well, I didn't get on podium last week, but just how did the race go for you? There's a lot of battling on track from what we could see in the commentary box.
Yeah, there was. I qualified so badly. I think the last run, I got invalidated lap time on the last corner, so it invalidated my next lap as well. So I had to start on like a 6-1 or something. I was like half a second away from what I could do. And then I had a bad start in the race. I think I lost 2 places on the first lap. I'd just been in the wrong place really, not really, just getting unlucky. And my car was so bad and dirty, so I couldn't get near anyone. And then, of course, I had no slipstream as well, even though I had dirty air, which makes no sense. So, and I think about lap 9 or 10, I got wing damage on the back of Project. It was only light green, but I had to change my wing at the stop, which put me behind Joe, Maranzano, and Langman. I could have come out ahead of all of them if I didn't have the wing damage. So then, second half of the race was just catching up to them, and fortunately I actually managed to do it, which I was quite surprised about. I managed to get no penalties as well, which helped a lot. And congrats to Ted as well on the win.
Yeah, no, it was
It's just
good racing yourself. Yeah, luckily no penalties because that definitely helped right at the end as you and Joe went over the line. But yeah, looking forward to the next race in Silverstone. Do you think you can get back on top spot at Silverstone? Is that one of your better tracks on the calendar?
Yes, it is one of my better tracks, but I thought this track would be pretty good, but I wasn't exactly on Ted's pace, so a bit worried about that. Hopefully I can just keep getting podiums, and that should be alright.
Yeah. No, congratulations for second place, and I'll hand it back to Ringrose for the final podium interview.
Joe, tick your box.
Yep.
So, well, what could have been second place, but third place for you. Obviously, going to be very frustrating with that penalty. But would you like to talk us through your race and the battles you had with Langman?
Well, I wasn't really expecting much considering I did like no practice, which my own fault. Should have practiced. I came on about 6:30 and just got a setup and just went for it. So in the end, considering that a podium's not too bad, but you know, probably could have been P2. So yeah, decent start. Covered the inside. Then I got a dive bomb down the inside to back out of it, sort of. Then I got past. I think it was all rounder going into turn 2. And then turn 2, I just get a massive hit up the rear, and there's about 2 cars literally on the side pod. And that just allowed the front 2 to get a little bit of a gap. And then I was shocky in the first stint, if I'm honest. No grip whatsoever. I had no front grip at all, so I changed my front wing in the pits. I upped it a bit. And that sort of sorted things out a bit. So better pace in the second stint. And yeah, pretty pissed pretty annoyed even. I couldn't keep 3-second gap to Jason, but it is what it is in the end of the day.
As we've asked, Ted and Jason, Silverstone, next race, home Grand Prix, is it one of your sort of strong points?
Well, on the start of the game, it wasn't really, but I was doing a couple of laps around there a couple of days ago, and my pace is actually looking pretty decent. So I don't know. I need to get back on top of the top step. I haven't won since Australia, I think it is. So that's the aim, to win, and I'll try and do it. Yeah.
Well, good luck to you three next race. Duke, would you like to sort of round off the stream?
Yeah, so congratulations to you three, and congratulations to Ted for the win. So thank you everybody who watched the stream this evening. Thank you for all your comments. Hopefully you enjoyed our commentary and you enjoyed the race, and we will see you for round number 10, Silverstone, in a week's time.